Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. I'm so excited to meet all of you here today on this wonderful morning, 20th January 2025, Monday. So we are kick-starting this, what they call our Sastra study marathon. So the idea about this Sastra study is this. Sometimes when we try to attempt to study by ourselves, sometimes it's not possible. No? It's like not easy. So therefore, in fact, I'm a very lazy person myself. So I was thinking, if I want to study, why not I study in a group, just like a group studies. So I took this opportunity. And of course, I would like to, my gratitude to each and every one of you for coming forward to join the, what they call this discussion. Okay. So this discussion, basically, we're going to cover the primary books of Srila Prabhupada, the book which is good enough for us to achieve great success in devotional service, right? So what are the books that is very important is, first is Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam. So if Nectar of Instruction is around 11 verses, then Ishopanishad, I think is around 18, if I'm not mistaken. Then Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses, and Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses. All right. So, so I was thinking, if we were to study all these by ourselves, maybe the chances are not there, especially like myself, right? So I was thinking, okay, why not we create this kind of study group, discussion group? So this is an opportunity for all of you to learn, okay, once and for all, cover the entire books, which is the basic in devotional service. Okay, so my gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us. So this program, first now we're starting with Nectar of Instruction. We try to do 2 verses in a day, but sometimes if it's not possible, maybe we do 1. This is a very deep studies. Okay. So this is a very deep studies of the Sastra. Okay. So how many of you are regular devotee? Can I see a thumbs up?
My tremendous center.
Oh, it's not clear, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking I was clear.
Yeah, it was clear here, bro. That's okay.
Clear.
Okay. Right. So I put the mic very nearby. Okay. So how many of you are regular devotees? I know Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu is initiated devotee. Charan Lakshmi Mataji is initiated devotee. Rusan Chang Mataji, she's a regular in Ipoh. Nanda Devi Mataji, okay. Bunis Bani. Are you a regular devotee, Mataji, or just a beginner?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I'm a beginner devotee at Todu.
Todu, okay. How long have you been practicing devotional service?
It's been about 6 months, Prabhu.
Okay, great, wonderful. Welcome. You made a right decision in your life.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Sonia Mataji, are you regular or are you a brand new devotee? Are you there, Sonia? Okay. Ganti, is it Prabhu or Mataji? Are you there?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. All right.
I've been following past 3 years already.
Very nice.
I aspired, I was an aspiring devotee, but I've not been regular. So, but I want to catch up on what I've lost. So I want to join. Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Shah Alam.
Shah Alam.
But I was in Puchong and I used to come to the temple for all the festivals. I also doing some seva, but been a bit unwell. So
okay.
Yeah, I've been.
So you visit SGMKL?
Yes.
Great. Wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hope to join back again soon.
Definitely. Because you know why? Okay. Anyway, I'll tell you why. Okay. Then Skanda Balan Prabhu, of course, he's been following all the Gita Gyan program.
Yes, Prabhu, that's right. But I'm still not initiated yet, Prabhu. Just I'm still a devotee and trying to slowly inspire to higher levels. So
Very good, very good.
keeping in touch. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, Sonia, there's a message from her. Hi, Prabhu. I'm sorry, driving not a regular devotee, but visiting. Okay, welcome, welcome. No problem at all. All right, because I just want to know before, okay, where I'm standing and everything. All right. So Arasi Mataji has been following all our classes before. She has been with me for the last 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to 4 years. And of course, with also Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, ever since we started online class. All right. So welcome, Arasi Mataji. And Rajina Mataji, she's also a regular devotee from Ipoh. She's from Kampa. She's a teacher. And of course, now it's school holiday. It's a big advantage for you to come and join all the session.
Yes, Prabhu, but I have 1 month only. I try my best lah.
Doesn't matter. Because you know why? Of course, this is also recorded and it's also shared in a YouTube channel. So please share the video and like the video, because when I see people liking, that's when I know that people are responding to that to the class. Thank you so much, Mataji. Welcome. And of course, we have Vivan Manikam. Vivan Manikam is our Ipoh temple commander. So welcome, Vivan. Okay. So now, okay, before that, so why this Nectar of Instruction? Why we are starting with Nectar of Instruction? Nectar of Instruction is the jewel, is a jewel of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so before we go into that subject, so let's do our invocation prayer. So the invocation prayer, actually, we are invoking auspiciousness. All right, we are invoking auspiciousness. We are invoking blessings from all the acharyas. So we will do this invocation to all the acharya and all our acharya in our parambara. Then after that, we're going to do something different for these 11 days. Since this is a secret formula that Rupa Goswami have written and given to us. So we also sing this thing called Sat Goswami Ashtakam. Okay, we do Sat Goswami Ashtakam, then we start our session. All right. So if those who know the prayer, you can join me. If those who don't know, you just can meditate. You just can listen what the prayer that we're going to recite. Even just by listening, it also produce a lot of auspiciousness. All right. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Parantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakaamlam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupa Nuga Viruda Pasidanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambode Padambu Jayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumestam Nidasta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hari Om Tat Sat. So let's recite Sat Goswami Ashtakam. Maybe later I'll share this prayer in the group. All right. Krishno Kirtana Gana Nartanau Paro Prema Mritambo Nidhi Dira Dira Jana Priyo Kara Nirmat Sarau Pujitau Sri Chaitanya Kripa Baro Bhuvi Bhuvo Paravahantarakau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipunau Saddharma Samstapakau Lokanam Hitakarinau Tribhuvane Manyau Sharanya Karau Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajanandena Mattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Shri Gauranga Gunanuvarnana Viddau Shraddha Samridhyavan Vitau Papo Tappa Nikrintinau Tanu Britam Govinda Ganamrta Anandam Buddhi Vardanaika Nipunau Kaivalya Nistarakau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Tyaktva Turnam Ashesha Mandala Pati Shrenim Sada Tuchavat Bhutva Dina Ganesha Kau Karunaya Kaupinna Kanta Shritau Gopi Bhava Rasamrita Tilahari Kallota Maknau Muhur Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Kujat Kogila Hangsa Sarasa Gana Kirne Mayura Kule Nana Ratna Nibaddha Mula Vitapa Sri Yukta Vrindavane Radha Krishnam Ahar Nisham Prabha Jatau Jivar Tadau Yau Mudau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Radha Kunda Tate Kalinda Tanaya Tirecha Vangshivate Premon Mada Vasat Ashesha Dasaya Grastau Pramattau Sada Gayantau Chakada Harir Guna Varam Bhava Vibhutau Muda Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau He Radhe Vraja Devike Cha Lalite Nanda Sunokuta Shri Govardhana Kalpa Padapa Tale Kalindi Vane Kuta Goshantau Iti Sarvato Vrajapure Keder Mahavibalau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. The translation, we read one translation in a day. First translation, number 1. I offer my respectful obeisances unto 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are always engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna and dancing. They are just like the ocean of love of God, and they are popular both with the gentle and with ruffians, because they are not envious of anyone. Whatever they do, they are all pleasing to everyone, and they are fully blessed by Lord Chaitanya. Thus, they are engaged in missionary activities meant to deliver all the conditioned souls in the material universe. So we understand from here that the reason of the 6 Goswamis appear in this world, they are not ordinary person who have just taken a random birth and became a devotee, but they are all empowered devotees of Krishna. And not only just normal empowerment, but they are the manjaris. Manjaris are the topmost devotee. Okay. So as we know, we are considered very, very fortunate. Okay, we are very, very fortunate to, first of all, to understand Krishna. Okay, say like for instance, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10. So I'm just going to share. Okay. Okay. So in chapter 10, Sri Krishna explained to Arjuna. He said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again, O mighty Arjuna, because you are very dear friend, for your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that's better than what I have already explained. So here in this chapter 10, Krishna says, now I'm going to give you knowledge which is better than whatever that you have heard. And after that, he also mentioned, so what he says in chapter text 2, neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence. In every respect, I'm source of demigods and sages. So here Krishna explains that not even the devas or the great sages know my origin. All right. So we can see that all the great sages and everything, they sometimes cannot come to that understanding, okay, the supremacy of or the origin of Krishna. So he says here very clearly that all these people also doesn't know my opulence in every respect. Okay. So this thing, then after that, Krishna explained in text 3, he says, but he who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all words, he only undiluted among men is freed from all sin. That means those who knows Krishna as unborn, and he doesn't have beginning, and of course, and he's the supreme Lord of all the worlds. So that means he's a supreme person among all the things. So these are the people, okay, he only undiluted among men is usually freed from all kinds of sin. Okay, then, okay. So what we can understand from here? Okay. Then after that, he also says, one who is factually convinced of the opulence. Okay. One who is factually convinced, that means with facts and figures, with the opulence and mystic power of mind, engage in unalloyed devotional service. So what is that unalloyed devotional service? Okay. And this is the topic that we're going to discuss, okay, in this nectar of instruction. Okay. Now, okay. Now, so we understand from here. So Krishna says in chapter 10, he says, after that, there's also another verse is Manushyanam Sahasresu. There are hundreds and thousands of men, and one who are fortunate, he will seek for perfection. And among all the person who are perfected, they rarely knows me. Okay, to know Krishna is very rare. And of course, in chapter 10, on the opulence of the absolute, Krishna says, those who knows me as a beginningless, unborn, these are the people who will never incur sin. First thing. And after that, he also continues saying that those who know my pastime, my activities, okay, when they start to know my pastimes, my activities, who am I? Okay, these are the people will engage in unalloyed devotional service. So there are many kinds of worship. All right, bhakti. Okay, the quite common one is Bhaya Bhakti. What is Bhaya Bhakti? Bhaya means fear, awe and reverence. Bhaya. All right, Bhakti. All right, so this is the standard. Okay, this is the standard that that every human being usually follow. When you go to any temple, even you go to Taoist temple, Buddhist temple, you know, or you go to this any Vishnu temple, you know, they'll be just like, oh, Krishna, Brahman, you know, they'll be always with awe and reverence. So that is a standard because we all understand that we are subordinate, and of course, and that personality is the supreme personality. Okay, so I am the servant. So in therefore that I need to worship him with awe and reverence. Okay, but in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna is trying to prove? What is he trying to prove? He said, don't come to me with Bhaya Bhakti. Don't be fear of me. I'm your friend. That's what Krishna is trying to convince Arjuna. He said, you do not need to fear God because God is your friend. All right. So that is the friendship is called what is the term? The name Sakha. All right, Sakha. That means the terms is like above that Bhaya Bhakti is worshipping the Lord as a friend. Okay, as a friend. So that means that's how Arjuna was a friend of Krishna. And that's why Krishna keep repeating, because you're my dear friend, I'm revealing this to you. Because you're my dear friend, I'm mentioning the thing which is very confidential. No one heard before. Because you're my very dear friend, let me show you my form, my Vishwarupa. So my dear friend. Okay, what is above that, the friendship? All right, it is parental, the parental love. Just like how Mother Yasoda and Mother Yasoda, Mother Devaki, and what do you call Nanda Maharaj, all these people, all these personalities, they start to express their parental loving relationship with Krishna. Parental, all right. There's a term for it. They call even the pushya mark. All right, there's a term I've forgotten. See. So how you should?
Vatsalya.
Vatsalya, yes, parental love. So the parental love, that means they start to love Krishna as their, oh, Krishna need to drink milk. Oh, Krishna need to this thing. You know, sometimes they see that they take a laddu Krishna at night. They will sing the what they call lullaby. What is lullaby in Tamil? Talat. They sing the talat. Ariraro, ariraro, and they put them into sleep and they put them into the swing. So that is above friendship. Okay, and above friendship is what? What is above that is prema. All right, madhurya. Madhurya means loving relationship. Loving relationship, that is how a person, okay, who is a loving relationship is like how the gopis express their love to Krishna. Gopis and Gopals, all right, especially the gopis. They love Krishna so much until they don't have anything else in their mind. You know, despite, and all of them are married and they have children and this thing. But whenever Krishna plays the flute and all the gopis will run after him, all right, that is Madhurya Rasa. Madhurya Rasa means it is a kind of love that is beyond, all right, beyond perception. Okay, because as how the jiva, which is the minute soul, in relationship with Paramatma, the super soul. All right, so there is always a distinct. But of course, according to bodily relationship, we are different. But when it comes to the soul, we have studied that in Bhagavad Gita. When we come to the soul, we are all same. Krishna and Vishnu and myself and yourself, all are equal. Okay? Am I speculating? Are we equal? Am I Krishna? No. You are equal in quality. All right, just like the ocean and the drop of seawater, both are same. But the quality is same. But the quantity, you are just a single fragment, a drop, compared to the vast ocean. All right? A vast ocean, even how terrible hot sun, it can never evaporate the water. But you as a single drop, maybe just like this morning sun is good enough to evaporate you. You'll get evaporated, you disappear. All right? So that is the difference. All right? So whenever Krishna call upon, okay, when we can study this in chapter 10, Srimad Bhagavatam, if Krishna willing, by the mercy of Krishna and Srila Prabhupada, when we start up studying this Srimad Bhagavatam in the future, so I hope that it's not interrupted and we can just go on until we come to this kind of confidential pastimes of Krishna, all right, especially in Canto 10. Okay, anyway, so in this relationship, all right, so that means they are Madhurya. Madhurya means they always hankering for Krishna. Whenever Krishna pass by, when they see Krishna, they just simply fall in love. They see, who is this boy? And whenever Krishna come back from grazing the cows, all the residents of Vrindavan will come and stand there, waiting for him to come back. Oh, look at the way Krishna coming back. You know, from the far, because he used to he used to have hundreds of thousands of cows. Okay, so when all the cows come back, you know, it creates such a big what they call, everything become dusty. You know, from far when they see the cloud of dust, is, oh, Krishna is coming back, and all the gopis will be standing there and just looking at him. The beauty is coming back tired with all the dust and all this. They are so eagerly waiting. All right, and every day they are meditating on Krishna and they are singing about Krishna. That is Madhu. And above all, the topmost, which is the most confidential, we call Parakya Ras. That Parakya Ras is so confidential. That is the reciprocation between Radha and Krishna. So Parakya Ras, it is the topmost, which we also in local term we call the lusty desire, the lusty exchange, right? as how Radharani and Krishna, when they meet each other, they are above all these things. So Parakya Ras is the topmost. Okay. So now, when we have 4 sampradayas here, okay, we have 4 Vaishnava sampradaya. The first is, of course, what they call Rudra sampradaya from Lord Shiva. Then second is Kumara sampradaya from the sons of Brahma. And the third is Sri sampradaya, that is no, not same even. Madhurya Ras and Parakya Ras is totally different. All right. So anyway, okay, where was I? What was it telling? Oh, okay. So that's Sri Sampradaya. The Sri Sampradaya is, yes, Sri Sampradaya is from Mother Lakshmi. And of course, we are Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. So when you look at all these 4 Sampradaya, first of all, we must understand. So where are we standing? Among all the 4 Sampradayas, we are standing at the topmost Sampradaya. Because all the other 3 Sampradayas, they are addressing Vishnu or Krishna in a very different way. All right. So like for instance, in Kumara Sampradaya, I think Kumara Sri Sampradaya, there's one of the branches, Nimba, I mean, what they call? What is it? They call Pushya Mark. What is the Acharya's name? So for them, they worship Krishna in the form of
Vishnu Swami,
no, not Vishnu.
Nimbarka.
No, they are the Acharya. There's one. The word is in my mouth. It's not coming out. Oh, Krishna, remind me. Okay, they're quite famous in Gujarat area. All right, that area. Okay, anyway, so what they do, they keep Krishna as a baby. They only worship Krishna as a baby. They call Pushya Mark. Okay, then other Sampradayas, they worship Krishna with lots of awe and reverence. But here, in Gaudiya Sampradaya, we want to know Krishna's private life. We are the only Sampradaya that we are into Krishna's private life. Because to know Krishna's private life, we want to know what is Krishna's dressing is all about. We want to know what is Krishna's, how Krishna glance at the gopis. You know, we want to know how Krishna play the flute. You know, there's a note. There's a first note. There's one particular gopis will come. On the 5th note is the note. You know, 1, 2, 3 for the notes. They peep, 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 and they come to the 5th note. That's note that attracts Radharani. And of course, there's another note will attract the cows. So like that, we want to know what are the notes that he play. Then after that, we want to know what time Krishna wakes up in the morning and what does he do? What does he have for breakfast? And after that, when he goes for cow grazing, how is their pastimes there? Then after that, he comes back home. Then what happened? Then what time he takes lunch? Then after that, how he loves his gopis, how he loves his Brajavasis, how he having his private loving relationship with the gopis, and of course, and how is Parakya Ras, or how does he associate with his most beloved Radharani? So all these things are considered, which is the topmost knowledge, which is not available in any other sampradaya. All right, in any other sampradaya. And all the acharyas that under the Gaudiya sampradaya, under this sampradaya, it is all manjaris. Who are the manjaris? Manjaris means they are the personal maid servant of Krishna. They are the personal maid servant. Okay, whereby they set things. Example, like sometimes when Radharani goes and hugs Krishna, okay, when Radharani goes and hugs Krishna, sometimes the hair or Krishna's hair will stick on them. So there'll be one manjari will come and, like, you know, she'll put back the thing and just like take all that evidence that Krishna hugged her. So they are the most confidential servants. And they are the one who comes here as Acharya to guide us back and teaching us what is the topmost loving relationship with Krishna. Like for instance, Rupa Manjari. Okay, like for instance, Rupa Goswami, the author of this book, Nectar of Instruction, is Rupa Goswami. He is none other than Rupa Manjari. Then Sanatana Goswami, okay, Sanatan Goswami is none other than Lavanga Manjari. So like that, all the personal associate of Krishna, who is like a private associate, like butler, all right, like you know, there's a waiter, there's a butler, means the one who closely associate. All right. So these are the people who comes down. Okay. So comes down and start to share their thing. So in other words, what I want to summarize here, that here Rusan Mataji, Nanda Devi Mataji, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, Sonia, Charana Lakshmi Mataji, Skanda Balan Prabhu, Gandhi Mataji, Arasi Mataji, Rajina, Vivan, Sadguna, and even Bones. I just want to tell one thing. I am not blabbering. I am not speaking enthusiasm, and I'm not giving any kind of motivational speech. You are on the highest form of worship of bhakti that is very rare for every human being. It's considered that all of you are here, and even those who are going to watch this in online through the YouTube channel, I just want to assure you one thing. You are the most fortunate one. All right. We are not even talking about Vaikuntha liberation. Of course, in Bhagavad Gita, we are speaking about Vaikuntha, how you can achieve to the place that you're not going to come back. But here, we are going beyond Vaikuntha. We are going beyond Mathura. We are going beyond all these things, but we are going into a chamber of Krishna's private chamber, Goloka Vrindavan. All right. So what you expected to learn, all right, of course, the topic of this nectar of instruction is very deep, but of course, we're going to touch it on surface level. But after that, sometime, what are the effects of this? You start to see your chanting will increase. You start to see the way that you look at life is going to be different, and you're going to see the way that your relationship with Krishna is going to improve. And now, just now, like Gandhi Mataji was telling, she's struggling. I say now there will be no more struggle. After you scrutinizingly study this nectar of instruction, you start to see a huge transformation start appearing in your life. Dear devotees, I've been studying this for my Bhakti Sastri. And I think, I don't know how many times I've gone through this book. For the last 31 years, all right, this year is my 32nd year in ISKCON. But let me tell you one thing. After 32 years, I start to understand this issue. This nectar of instruction. The nectar of instruction, this book is enough. Just by simply studying this, make it into a necklace and put around your neck. It's just 11 wonderful verses, instruction. So once you take this and put around your neck, just by just 100%, day and night study this nectar of instruction, it is also sufficient enough that you can achieve the highest perfection. The entire thing, this is the 11 secret formula that is enough for a person from conditioned soul. We are all conditioned soul. Like sometimes we are struggling even to chant one round. We have a lot of other desires. We are struggling in this material world and everything. Just by following the 11 great instructions of Rupa Goswami, you can achieve to the highest perfection. All right. So, and you are considered very lucky. So, another thing that you also can expect here, your repeated birth and death among that animal kingdom will be terminated. Okay. We have no more fear of being born in animal kingdom. We have no more fear of falling down into hellish planet. We have no more fear, and we have no more enthusiasm even to go to heaven. Soma, the moon planet, heaven. We are not even interested to go to heaven. And you know what? When we come, as we go and progress, but I'm just giving a small synopsis here, but of course, you can look forward as we go on. You will be not even interested to go to Vaikuntha Loka. Can you imagine? You will be not even interested. Okay, suddenly they say, where am I going? Oh, you're going to Vaikuntha. Stay with Narayana. No. Because this is amazing. It took me so many years. In fact, now recently I've been with IBMNA, ISKCON Bhakti Mahavidyalaya, North America, and I've been going through, and this is when I start to realize. So I was thinking in this marathon, where we should start first. Should I start from Bhagavad Gita? Should I start from Ishopanishad? Should I start with Nectar of Devotion and all this? But after I went through this, I think this is the main thing. So I hope that you all have a Nectar of Instruction book with you. All right. If not, please go and get one from your nearest center. Or if you don't have, of course, we have that database. You can still refer to the database, but nothing like having your own personal book. Okay. Now, before we start this thing, let's start to understand our situation. Where am I standing now? All right. What I have gone through, what have I gone through in my life? Okay. Is it worth, of course, because first of all, because Bhagavad Gita is a book of self-realization. Okay. They keep telling about understanding yourself. I am not this body. I'm a spirit soul and I'm an eternal servant. The body can be killed, but I can never be killed. You know, I've been living before and I've been living now and I'm going on living in the future. You know, when Arjuna was grumbling, I'm going to kill my Bhishma, I'm going to kill my Drona, my grandfather, my teacher. Krishna says, don't worry. They have been existing before, they'll exist now, and they go on existing in the future. The only one that dies is the body. The body will keep on dying. Don't worry about that. But that person is eternal. So that means we start to understand ourselves, right? So now, before we start this class here, before we go, I just want to play a video. Of course, most of you have watched that video, but some of you have not. I just want you to watch this video and to understand what you have gone through, and now you're looking forward what you're going to go through in life. Okay. So this nectar of instruction means it is the instruction. The first two verses of this nectar of instruction, don'ts of Hare Krishna, Bhakti. What is the do's and don'ts? So Rupa Goswami start with don't. What are the things that are going to destroy your bhakti? Then after that, what is your loving relationship? How do you associate with the fellow devotees? Then after that, what is that way that you should practice bhakti? Then at last, what is that confidential part of the bhakti? The secret of all the entire Bhagavad Gita, all the entire Vedas. You can see so many Vedas out there, right? The secret, what is the topmost achievement in bhakti, is also given in this nectar of instruction. Okay, so therefore I'm going to play the video now, but for that video I cannot record, of course, because of that YouTube law. So I'm going to off the record and I want you to play. I just want you to look at this video and try to concentrate and try to reflect how you have come through all this while. We have passed through 8.4 million life birth species. All right, 2.1 million species that born from the seed, 2.1 million species that born through semen, the 2.1 million species that born through eggs, and 2.1 million species that born through waterborne, okay, like the mosquito and everything. So we have gone through all this kind of birth, all right? And we also have studied in, I think in the last Gita Gyan class, I also have explained that there are one lifetime of Brahma and 430 over trillion years, one life of Brahma. Like that, we have gone through hundreds and thousands of Brahma. So we have been stuck here for eternity. And our mind have already taken so much of experience and it keep telling you, this is the truth. This place is the truth. All right. So we are so convinced. So that means we are in full Maya or illusion. All right. So now is the time that we're going to break all these things up. All right. So before that, let's see what are the things, how you have come through all this while. Hare Krishna. So now we have seen how we have been going through this kind of environment, birth after birth. Now we may think, well, I'm a human. Okay, even the human life itself is such a terrible agony. Imagine when we were in the womb of a cow, when we were in the womb of maybe giraffe, or maybe we were in the egg of turtle, once when we took a form of a turtle, all right? Or we have been born as an iguana, okay? Or we have been in the eggs of, we were in the what they call, in the eggs of crocodile. Just name it, just think about it. Or in the bird, all right? So, or we were in the seed that once upon a time we were banyan tree. We were all the trees that we passed through that before. And imagine the amount of suffering that we have gone through in life. Huh? And just to know this truth itself, you are considered very fortunate. But now we're going to go through the topmost secret of this bhakti. Think about it, that how fortunate are you? And after that, I hope that in this book, Nectar of Instruction, that all of us are going to study this book scrutinizingly All right. Of course, we're just going to go through it. And after that, go through it more in detail. Try to think and dwell in it. If you have any question, you can even ask in the group and we can have that discussion. Okay, this is called self-realization. So I know myself, I've been taking this birth so many times, even in this one human birth itself is so painful. And imagine I've taken in varieties of birth that I can think of. All right. Once upon a time, I was a mosquito. Once upon a time, I was a worm in the stool. And I was also were trees and plants and just name it, everything that you have possible. And today is the summum bonum. What is the summum bonum means? The ultimate environment of your liberation. That you're going to put a full stop to this repeated birth and death. All right. And how are you going to do it? So you must know that you are having the greatest boon in life. Not by being a millionaire, not by being a fortune, not by being a Datoship, Tansriship, or not by being a richest man in the country or being born into a certain race that says that you are great. That doesn't matter at all. All that are considered nothing compared to the boon that you have now, the boon of bhakti, and that boon also in according to Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. Okay. So before we start, is there any questions that you like to ask? All okay? All good? Okay. So how you can reciprocate here in this group? By putting up a thumbs up. You know how to put a thumbs up? You just go to the reaction and just put a thumbs up like this. Thumbs up. If you like what I've said, or if you think that you are inspired, you can put this thing called love sign. Hey, I love what you have said. And if you think that whatever I'm saying is nonsense, or what, if you think it's quite funny, you can even put your laughter emoji like this. All right. And if you think that you don't like what I'm saying, you can even put this one. Okay. I don't like it. All right. By doing this, you are reciprocating. So I know that all of you are actively listening and talking. Yes, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
Where did you get a prayer from, Prabhu?
What prayer, Prabhu?
The one you started, the Mangalacharanam prayer.
You're talking about Guru Astakam or what?
The one you took in the morning, Prabhu?
Oh, my Gnana Timirandasya, is it?
No, Prabhu, the one in Nectar of Devotion is part of it, the first page about all the Goswami.
Guru Astaka, is it?
Yeah.
Sat Asta Goswami Astaka. I'll share in the group.
There's only a few lines there, Prabhu, but you sang a lot of it, Prabhu.
It's total 8, Prabhu.
Yeah, but it's not there in Nectar of Devotion.
What phone do you use?
Prabhu?
What phone you're using? iPhone or
iPhone.
iPhone. Okay. There is an app called Vaishnava Songs.
Okay, Prabhu.
Maybe I can share the app to you. So the Vaishnava song, I'm not sure.
Song book.
Sorry?
Vaishnava song book we have.
No. The title is just Vaishnava Songs.
Okay.
Vaishnava Songs, that all the songs, the entire collection of the songs are in this app.
Okay, thank you.
But whether in Google Play Store, I have no idea. But Apple, we have this.
Thank you.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, so without further delay, let's start our discussion. All right, so this is what they call Vedabase. Okay, we call this vedabase.io. Okay, this is given to you freely, and you can see the entire collection of book, Prabhupada book, everything is here. All right, the entire collection is here. But of course, the most important is that you should have a hard copy. All right, nothing like having nothing studying. And of course, here you go there, English. Last time they have Chinese, but now they don't have. Okay, you can see all the language. What are the language you like to? Even we have it in Zulu language, Ukrainian, Slovenian, Russian, Spanish. All right, and they have it in Korean. All right. Last time they had in Chinese, Mandarin, and also in Tamil and Hindi, but I'm not sure why it's no more there. All right. So we just select English. All right. So now we're going to take this book called The Nectar of Instruction. Okay. So the Nectar of Instruction is here. All right. So first, let's start from our preface. Okay, preface. So the preface is, whenever we start to study, we must always start from the preface, right? We must start from the beginning to understand what the author is saying and what to expect in this book. Okay. If you have any questions, you can put your hands up. Okay, you can ask question. All right. I love people asking question. Don't feel bad. Oh, I'm asking too many questions. Doesn't matter. All right. It's my duty. If I don't know, of course, I'll get back to you. I'm not perfect. I'm not a scholar. I'm also just struggling, trying my best. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay. Don't hesitate. Okay. Now let's start from the preface. The Krishna consciousness movement is conducted under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. All right. The entire movement of the Krishna consciousness is under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. All right. The Gaudiya Vaishnava. Okay. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas or the Bengali Vaishnava are mostly follow of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So that means the Gaudiya Vaishnava, that means we are the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, all right? Or Bengali Vaishnava are mostly followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom the 6 Goswami Vrindavan are the direct disciple. Okay, the 6 Goswamis are direct disciple of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, Srila Narottama Das Thakur has sung, Rupa Raghunath Pade, Ha Ibe Akuti, Kabe Hama Bujjaba, say Yugala Piriti. So what it says here, when I am eager to understand the literature given by the Goswami, again, when I am eager to understand the literature given by the Goswami, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental loving service, loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. All right. So here, when we see, when I am eager to understand the literature given by the Goswami, when we are all trying to understand the literature, okay, like for instance, like Nectar of Devotion, then what they call, like this thing, okay, all the writings of Goswami. If we can, when we have that eagerness to understand, then through that, what Lokanath Goswami is saying is, okay, he says that I shall be, right? Sorry, Narottama Das Thakur says, I shall be able to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Let's look at this. What does it mean by loving affairs? Okay. See, you know me, I know you, we know each other. All right. Then we can be a very good friends. We can be even siblings. Right. We can be even siblings. Yes or not? All right. We can be even siblings. We can be whatever. But my loving affair with my wife, it is something very private. Your loving affair with your spouse is very private. Private. Yes or not? You don't express your love openly. Yes or not? It is so private that is a secret between you and your spouse. But here, what they call Narottama Das Thakur is saying is, if we try to understand, okay, understand the literature given by the Goswami, then we can understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. So that is what our ultimate goal. That means we want to go into the private chamber of Radha and Krishna and to find out how do they express their loving affairs. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. He appeared for what? In order to bestow upon human society. All right. He came to bestow. That means he came to bless us upon who? The human society. Okay, he didn't mention to bestow upon the Brahmanas, to bestow upon the Vaishnavas, to bestow upon the pure devotee. It's not mentioned like this. It's mentioned Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society. The human society like you and me. Doesn't matter from what background and which background we came from and how we born. But to give us, the bestow upon us, the what? The benediction. Okay. The benediction. That means what? The boon, the benediction of the signs of Krishna, which is, okay, the most exalted of all. The most exalted of all activities of Lord Krishna are his pastimes of conjugal love with gopis. So what we understand from here? What is wrong with my mouse? My God. Right. So anyway, what he says here, that the most exalted, okay, the most exalted activities of Lord Krishna is to know his pastime conjugal with the gopis. Okay, to know the pastimes, how he was having that loving affair with the gopis. Okay, now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Okay, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the what mood? In the mood of Srimati Radharani, the best of the gopis. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow his footsteps, one must very seriously follow the footsteps of 6 Goswami. Okay, again, that means those who, therefore, to understand the mission of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, we want to understand the mission of Lord Chaitanya, and of course, to follow his footsteps. To follow his footsteps, one must very seriously follow the footsteps of 6 Goswami. So the 6 Goswamis appeared here to give us a practical way of achieving the highest success. All right. So who are the 6 Goswamis? Number 1, Sri Rupa Goswami. Okay. Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Bhatta Raghunath Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and of course, this last one is Dasa Raghunath Goswami. Okay. Sri Rupa Goswami was the leader of all Goswamis. All right. So that means among them, Sri Rupa Goswami was the leader. He is the leader of all Goswamis. And to guide our activity, that means to guide our activity, he gave us this Upadesha Mrita, or the nectar of instruction to follow. So that means what we understand from here, the Upadesha Mrita, or the nectar of instruction, is our guiding light. What are the things that we should do step by step in order to achieve the highest success? As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind his 8 verses, okay, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind his 8 verses known Shikshastaka. Shikshastaka means, that means the entire life. Okay, when Krishna came, when Krishna appeared in this world, he gave us Bhagavad Gita. All right, like all the avatars, all that expansion of Krishna, when like Lord Ram came, he gave Ramayana. So like that, everybody gave. But when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world, he didn't give the thing, but he only gave 8 verses only. He gave the 8 verses, which is the ultimate instruction of Shikshastaka. Shikshastaka means how we should practice our japa. All right. So of course we will study Shikshastaka as we go on in our marathon. All right. So but after that, Rupa Goswami gave us Upadesha Mrita. So Rupa Goswami gave us Upadesha Mrita so that we may become pure Vaishnava. Like just now, I think this Mataji was telling, I'm trying. I think Gandhi Mataji was telling, I'm trying. I have taken shelter. I'm just trying and everything. But now, Mataji, let me tell you, when we are going to follow the teachings, even like there's a girl, Bhuvanesh, right? She's just a brand new 6 months old devotee. Let me tell you, if you are going to, when we're going to practice this, when we're going to take the instruction of Rupa Goswami, because he gave us Upadesha Mrita. Why? So that we can become a pure Vaishnava. What is that pure Vaishnava means? That means we can become a pure devotee of the Lord. All this while we were wondering how that we're going to be a pure devotee. In fact, during that Gita Gyan class program also, I think someone asked me, what does it mean by pure devotee? Right? What is pure devotional service? What is pure devotee is all about? What is that character? So all these things will be discussed in this Upadesha Mrita. In all spiritual affairs, Prabhupada continues, one's first duty, that means in all spiritual affairs, in everything that we do in spiritual, doesn't matter in which religion or which practice that you are involved. So one's first duty is to control his mind and senses. That's the first thing you have to do. All right? Because you have to, because just now in that video also we saw, because my senses are out of control, I'm suffering the consequences of entering into the womb of another mother. So now the first duty that what we need to practice is how to control the mind and the senses. Then after that, Prabhupada continues, unless one controls his mind and senses, that means unless if he control the mind and senses, one cannot make any advancement in spiritual life. All right. So that is what is all the entire things of Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, when we say Krishna is teaching us step-by-step method of how we can control our mind and senses. Starting from chapter 3. Chapter 3 says Karma Yoga. What he says? Do your job, but don't expect any result. That means you're controlling your senses. You're controlling your mind. Then after that, chapter 3, chapter 4, then Krishna spoke about transcendental knowledge. Why it is very important. Then chapter 5, Krishna says, how you're going to apply it spiritually. That means you don't expect the result. But what happens if you surrender the result to Krishna? Okay. Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. Okay. And like that, as he go on until he go to chapter 10, chapter 9, when he start to speak about confidential knowledge. Man mana bhamad bhaktu, mad yaji mam namaskuru. Engage your mind, your intelligence, fully absorb in me. All right. And also, we also conclude in our Gita Gyan. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we are actually controlling our mind. We are purifying our mind. And when we study the Bhagavad Gita, we are purifying our intelligence. Okay. So because if we don't control our mind and also our senses, we cannot make advancement in spiritual life. We just become stagnant. All right. It is nothing so interesting of being a stagnant person, right? See, in life, we are keep going on. All right. When 2024 is over, now 2025 is started. So when the new year started, we immediately start to make a newer resolution. We start to make some new plans. This year, maybe I want to get married. This year, maybe I want to renovate my house. This year, maybe I want to practice this. Or this year onwards, I'm going to start chanting 16 rounds without fail. That means we are always looking forward to improve our life. All right? Because that's the nature of a human being. It's the nature of the soul. Because the soul, as we understood in chapter 3, in chapter 2 Bhagavad Gita, the soul is immutable. All right? The soul is not muted. That means the soul is not stagnant. Because we are the soul, we cannot be mute. We cannot remain in one place. At the same time, we also cannot be stagnant. We cannot be stick to one thing because we are active. Okay. So that means we have to make advancement. So we are not say, oh, I'm stuck here, then it's forever. No. So that means he says, but in order, if you cannot control your mind, your advancement in spiritual life become not easy. So everyone within this material world is engrossed. So everyone within this material world is engrossed. Okay. In the modes of passion and ignorance. That means they are so much into it. One must promote himself. That means he must promote himself to the platform of guna or sattva guna. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, we understood. When we were speaking about this, the modes of material nature. Okay, we are made of 5 senses, 5 working senses. Okay, our body is made of 5 elements, Mahabhuta. We have 5 senses. We have 5 working senses. We have 5 knowledge acquiring senses. Total are 20. Then after that, we also have 3 subtle senses. In our subtle body, we have 3 senses: the mind, intelligence, ego. So they are total of 23. Then we have another one which is even more subtle. Already subtle body is subtle, but is even more subtle is pradhana. Pradhana means the 3 modes of material nature. And we also understood in Bhagavad Gita, the 3 modes of material nature is not something that we born with. Okay, anyway, for those who are new, let me tell you what is the 3 modes of material nature. The 3 modes of material nature is the mode of passion and ignorance, and of course, guna or sattva guna. Sattva, okay? Or mode of goodness. These are the 3 modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. All right, this is remain subtle in our existence. So that means we have total of 24 elements in this material body. So anyway, these 3 modes of material nature, it is something that we don't born with. I don't born in the mode of goodness, and I don't born in the mode of passion, ignorance. No, all these things are acquired. Acquired means what? We receive, we create our attitude, we create our ability. That means we create that environment. All right. For instance, I didn't say, like, for instance, I'm living in a my house is what? Say example, I was living in a what is the term they call it? Rumah harama. What they call? Sludge. What is the term in English? Slum. Say I'm living in a slum. I've got a wooden house. I take bath in using this what they call in a well. I drink well water and I bathe in well water. All right. I'm living in a small, humble wooden house. When it rains outside, it also rains inside the house. I think some of you have seen that, right? Rumah kampung and all this. Okay, the village houses. But now I have then from there I because of some good business deal or my job, I elevate myself to a good house, a stone, what they call a concrete house, or maybe I've gone into a bungalow or a double-story house. So from that house, when I move into this house, what happened? I cannot bring my the idea about living in that house. I cannot go to the new house and I cannot dig a well and to take water, because all the waters are fixed. The government have already fixed the water through the piping system. So I just acquire it. So once I go there, my mode is totally different. I change. So that means what I'm trying to tell you, the analogy here is this. So it is not something that you born with, but something that you acquire. Okay. That is why Prabhupada says here that one is engrossed in the mode of passion and ignorance. Therefore, one must promote himself. The word promote himself means what? That means you have to work for it. When we are working, when we are in a working place, when we work harder, what is that advantage? We're going to get promoted. So for the sake of the motivation of getting promoted, we tend to work even more harder than expected. So when our employer sees us, hey, you are doing good job. Okay, I promote you to become a manager. All right, from a supervisor, you become a manager. So that means that promotion, that means I have to work hard for it. So therefore, Krishna Prabhupada is telling here that one must promote himself. That means we have to work for it. We have to work for it to the platform of goodness, which is called Sattva Guna. So how are we going to promote ourselves to the mode of goodness? By following the instruction of Rupa Goswami. So by following the instruction of Rupa Goswami, okay, we are promoting ourselves to the goodness. Then everything concerning how, okay, like sometimes all this while we are thinking, how am I to do it? Right? So how to make further progress will be revealed. That means what? The progress, the secret, you are having it in front of you, but you don't have experience how to decode. You don't know how to, you don't know where to see it, but the information is there. The information is right in front of you. It's right in that book. But how am I going to see it? So that means when we are following the instructions of Rupa Goswami, that instruction, that what are you going to learn here? When we follow the instruction, that everything that concerning, okay, to make the further progress, it will be revealed to you. All right. It's going to be a revelation. Or in other words, it's going to be like an enlightenment. You're going to get enlightened into this new consciousness. All right. So this is going to be very interesting and very exciting, because after so many years, you're going to know, wow, how the progress and how I'm going to get the thing will be revealed. So now the last paragraph. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depend on the attitude of the follower. Right? The advancement of Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. So attitude is very important. The follower of Krishna consciousness movement should become a perfect Goswami. Right? The follower of Krishna consciousness movement must become a perfect Goswami. Right? So Vaishnavas are generally known as Goswami. In Vrindavan, this is the title which was given to the director of each temple is known. So that means in Vrindavan, if you go to any temple, we see the temple president, they usually have the term Goswami. All right. Say like a person like Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu become a president in Radha Gopinath Temple Vrindavan. So his name will be Vaishnava Kripa Das Goswami. You understand what I mean? So that's a title, which is every director of the temple is known. But one who wants to become a perfect devotee of Krishna, okay, sorry, but one who wants to become a perfect devotee, if those who wants to become a perfect devotee of Krishna, first of all, he must become Goswami. So now Prabhupada is explaining what is that Goswami means. Right. So what is that? So what is that Goswami means? All right. So Goswami means, go means senses. Okay. The word go means senses. That means your eyes, your nose and everything, right? And the Swami means the master. What is that master means? Master means the one who have brought the senses under his control. That is called Goswami. Unless one controls his senses and mind, one cannot become a Goswami. If a person who doesn't control his mind and senses, he can never become a Goswami. So to achieve the highest success in life, Okay, what happened? Okay. To achieve the highest success in life, all right, to achieve the highest success, yes. All right, to achieve the highest success in life, okay, by becoming a Goswami and then become a pure devotee of the Lord. All right. So what is the highest success of life? Number one, to become a Goswami. Right. So what we understand Goswami means, that means we could able to control the senses. Then what are the senses we have? First, we have the five senses, which is the eyes, nose, ears, tongue, touch. All right. Then after that, we have five working senses. That is the voice, your hand and leg, your two hand, two leg, your anus and genital. That is your working senses. All right. Then we have knowledge acquiring senses. The eyes are attracted to the object. The ears are attracted to sound. The nose attracted to fragrance. The tongue is attracted to taste. And the skin is attracted to touch. Okay. That is the sense and the sense object. Okay. So actually we are all stuck in this world because of the sense and the sense object. Because we are always eager. We are always eager to see some beautiful things. All right. I want to see, okay, I want to look beautiful. All right. And I want to taste some nice palatable food for the tongue. You know, nowadays you see in Facebook and all this, there's a term called foodie. They simply travel everywhere just to eat, especially Ipoh. Ipoh is a food heaven. And now they make Ipoh is the one of the top 10 place, the best place in the world to visit. And now you can see all, and also Ipoh is known as for food heaven. So many people are just coming to Ipoh, especially from Singapore. There's a Singapore flight is always full because there's a direct flight, Singapore Ipoh. And every time they come, people are coming from Johor. And now there's a commuter service. All right, like from Taiping, Penang, and all these people can simply take a commuter to Ipoh. All of them are coming to Ipoh. And I was wondering, what is so big deal in Ipoh? What you got to see in Ipoh? Because I've been born and bred in Ipoh. I was thinking, what is so interesting to see in Ipoh? But they all coming here to eat. Once I was there, there's a guy, there's a Singapore guy beside me in a traffic light. He honked, pip, pip, and he just bring down your window. So I brought down and said, hey, boss, where can I find this so-and-so food? You know, I don't want to mention the name because it's under recording. I don't want you to think about it. All right. So in one of the most famous dish in Ipoh, where can I find this? I was thinking, what? You want to look for that food? I have no idea, you know. He said, then he asked, are you from Ipoh? Yeah, I've been here. You don't know, you're in Ipoh, you don't know all this. I said, bro, I'm a vegetarian. I don't go to this kind of place. Oh, you're a vegetarian. Okay, boss. Then I asked where you're coming from. Before that, the turn green, and he just went, and I saw his Singapore number plate. Travel all the way just to satisfy the tongue. You know, just to satisfy the tongue. That's why then after that, the sense of touch, we like to touch things. And what is that ultimate excitement in the sense of touch? Sexual relationship. The sex is actually touching off two different skin, two different body. That creates so much of excitement. Right? So like that, all our five senses are entangled. Right? Entangled. The tongue wants to eat something very tasty. The eyes want to see something very beautiful. The ears want to listen to some nice music. So therefore I go for this kind of, you know, these kind of musicians coming from India, like A.R. Rahman and all this, you know, that some Korean group, they all are coming. Oh, I want to go and get there and get the first experience, you know. Then I want to hear some nice thing, you know, I want to listen to this. So go to the nightclub, you know, dance, disco with all the lights, here, listen to this thing and drink alcohol, to satisfy the taste of the tongue. So like that, we are all entangled. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, at what conscious a person dies, that shall be his next birth. So what controls the consciousness? What actually controls our consciousness? The thing that actually controls our consciousness is our senses. At that particular time of death, suddenly you feel like, oh, I want to eat this, boom, a person dies. So he thought of maybe eating mutton. So he'll come back as a tiger, right? And he can have a full-fledged of muttons, right? Then sometimes, like also in Bhagavad Gita, it's also mentioned that one of the things that is mentioned in the photos there, a woman who doesn't like to dress up properly. They'll always like to wear short skirts, skimpy dress, like the actresses, and they try to look as the dress as minimum as they can. because their biggest attraction is not their beauty, but their sexiness. All right, the revealing. And also they strip nude for this kind of magazine, the movies and all these kind of things. All right. So people are becoming more and more revealing. Yeah. Like nowadays, you see the girls are not properly dressed also. It become a norm. Right. When you see someone with a long dress, you say, "Yeah, why you look so different?" Right. You must wear a skirt as short as you can. It became a trend. And it's not only like this thing. Now every people, even like Indians are becoming very trendy. They call trendy. They say expression of dressing. So what Krishna says, you like to be that, therefore in next birth you be a tree, stay naked forever. All right. Then some people like foodies, they like to travel, they love to eat and nothing else. Eat everything. Oh, there's a beef whack, pork whack, bird, dog, anything, eat. Everything, just eat. So Krishna says, well, you love to eat all these things. Okay, I'll give you a body that you can eat everything. There's no limitation. You can eat anything, including stool. So you'll take a form of a pig. Like some people, they always like to be in slumber. Right? The senses, they always like to keep their senses slumber. The eyes doesn't want to open and see the bright sun. The ears doesn't want to distinct. The tongue, they will always love to sleep. Well, since you love to sleep, Krishna says, I'll give you the body of a bear, especially like polar bear. Polar bear, they go into hibernate. They sleep for 6 months during the winter season. So like that. So the senses are the disaster. When we cannot control our senses, that's when we understand we are on our way to disaster. All right. So when we have 5 senses, especially 5 senses, we understand 5 senses are given to the animal. The animal got 5 senses. Human got 6 senses. Okay. The plant, the stones and immovable things got 1 sense. The worms and the insects got 2 senses. The 3 senses are the plants and the trees. All right. Yeah, no. 2 senses are plants and the trees. 3 are the insects, the aquatics. The 4 senses are the birds and reptiles. The 5 senses are carnivore animal, mammals. Mammals are, they have 5 senses. That's why dog can express the love almost like a human being. The cat can express the love almost like a human being. All right. That's why you can subdue the elephant to make it a distinct. That's why you can subdue the horse to work for you, because they have almost that intelligence. We think, oh, they got intelligent, but human beings have given the 6th sense. All right. But unfortunately, we are not following the 6th sense, the extra sense that we have. We are still not following it. Example, say like, for instance, Gandhi Mataji give me a piece of land. She give me a piece of land and tell, Padita Tarna, I give you 1 piece of land. You cultivate the land. All right. You make sure you cultivate the land. Whatever things you have, you take it. All right. Since I got the land, I'm not using it. You plant some vegetables or you want to keep some cows, just keep it and cultivate the land. I say, thank you, Mataji. After 1 week, she comes back, comes to Ipa and say, hey, Padita Tarna, why you have not touched it? Oh, Mataji, I'm very busy. Oh, okay. I know you're giving class, you're busy. All right, take your time. 1 month later, she comes, she see the piece of land have turned into a bush. And he come and ask me, Padita Tarna, what happened? Oh, I'm still looking for people to come and do this. Ah, okay. 6 months later, she come back and she see there's a tree all start growing. Now what happened? Oh, I still couldn't get anybody, Mataji, I'm very busy. Now what happened? Her expression is, okay, all right. 1 week later, she see the place has turned into a secundar jungle. Secundar jungle, that means a second jungle. It's all the trees have started grown up. The trees has already grown, 20 feet high. All the bushes, it turned into a little jungle. Then what Gandhi Mataji will tell you, enough Padita Tarna, I think you're too busy. What she will do? When I'm not cultivating the place, what is the logic thing she'll do? She'll take back. Since you're not utilizing, I take it back. I give it to someone else. Then I say, okay, fair enough. The same thing. So Krishna has given us the 6th sense. And what is the advantage of the 6th sense? The 6th sense is to identify ourselves. Who am I? What am I? And what is my relationship with God? What is that perfection of life? Why have I born here? Why am I suffering? Is that something? Is it something that very fair things happening to me? I have seen my grandfather, now he's no longer. I have seen my father, now he's no longer there. Now I'm seeing myself getting old. everything turning white, skin is wrinkling, eyes are dwindling, the hair is turning gray, my tooth are falling. I can easily fall sick. A simple sickness can attack you so badly. Like what recently I came through, a chicken pox. Never heard that chicken pox can make a person to go really sick. I went extremely sick, you know, until I lose around about 8 to 10 kilos. I was extremely sick. Fever, terrible fever, which I never experienced. So what I start to know, my hair start gray, my eyes start dwindle. Now the fever comes, it doesn't go that easily. So all these things are happening. Why? So eventually one day, as what happened to my grandfather, what happened to my father, it's going to happen to me. And soon it's going to happen to my children. And after that, sooner or later, it's going to happen to my grandchildren. Today is 2025. All right. 50 years down the road, in the year 2085. Now it's 2025. 50 years, 2075, sorry. In the year 2075, none of us going to exist, whether we like it or not. Unless a young children, like I think Bhunesh sounds so, she looks like a young girl, right? So sometimes I also cannot judge people from the voice, right? Especially like Arasi Mataji. Right? She sounds like a young girl, but she has all grown-up children. Right? Anyway, so as we know, in 50 years down the road, none of us going to exist. Guarantee. All right. But why it's happening? All right. Like just now in the video we saw, what you call Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. I born, I suffer and struggle and born. All right. Janma, we born. Then after we born, then after that we have this thing called Vyadi. Vyadi means disease. From the day we born until the day we leave this body, we are some or other, we got all kind of disease. That's why upon birth, they give you injection, rubella and all this kind of injection, BCG. Then after that, when you turn to certain age, you get another thing. Then after that, when they come pandemic, there's another vaccination. Then comes this, that we are keep on injecting vaccination because we don't have the natural ability to go against the disease. The disease are getting more and more complicated. Vyadi. Then after that, Jara, getting old. Nobody wants to get old. Everybody likes to be young and beautiful. But what to do? We are all getting old. Why? Then after all this thing process, at last, there's something that terrible things happen. Death. Mrityu. Right? Jara. Okay. Mrityu. Mrityu means death. So ultimately, it dies. But the question is, why? Why? What happened to all the things that my grandfather worked for? My grandfather was a very successful person. He was a millionaire when he died, right? When he died as a millionaire. He was a very, oops, sorry. All right. He died as a very successful person. But what happened to all his properties? Where has it gone? Where is his all property has gone? Where is all that sacrifice that he has made? Where has it gone? All right. So that's the thing. So this is the question. So what trigger you to ask that question? That is the sixth sense. But unfortunately, human beings are utilizing the sixth sense to become a polished animal. Okay, they are creating technology that how you can go fast on a 4-wheel. Right? The dog runs in 4 legs, but we are traveling in 4 wheels. We are all trying to improve. All right, we are trying to improve our sense gratification. All right, we are trying to improve our sleeping capacity, right? So like they are inventing more and more comfortable bed. Once you go there slumber, you just stay there, remain there slumber, right? So it's creating more and more complicated destiny for sexual relationship. To then like that, all the 5 senses means we are wasting our life. Try to make our senses utilizing our 6th sense to improve our senses. That's why we are sometimes like one of the most absurd thing. The animal lover like to save the dogs and the cats, but they kill the cows, goat, and the chicken. What does that mean? What does that mean? It doesn't make sense. If you are an animal lover, you should protect all animals, not to kill one animal and feed another animal. You know, so like that. So we are all under the illusion. All right, the senses has gone. So once the sense go out of control, the mind will start to work independently. When the mind start to work independently, it's dangerous, right? Imagine when you look at Malaysian history, after the Japanese surrendered, before the British arrived, the Communist Party took over the country. The CPM, Communist Party of Malaya, took over the country. All right, the transition period in between the Japanese surrender and before the British force come back, in that interim period, the Japanese, what they call the Communist Party, start to terrorize. They start to catch all the people who support the communists, support this, and they start to whimsically start to kill them and this thing. So that is what happened. When there is no law and order, things will go out of control. So similarly, when there's no restriction to the mind is not under control, the mind will start to act whimsically. So when the senses are into this thing, when the mind has lost its control, when the mind start to work independently, and that's when the person falls down back. So what happened? When the sixth sense has removed from the person, so you go back to the five senses. So what is the thing that what form of life you can be in the five senses? Back to animal kingdom. Back. So as we have studied in Bhagavad Gita, what is the most scariest part? It's not even hell. Go to hell and get burnt, get boiled, or get, what they call, fried. All that are not so scary. Some or other you go there, suffer there for what? Few months or few years, you come back. But to be born in animal kingdom, to be born as an animal, all right, to take a form of abominable. That's why Krishna, in Bhagavad Krishna says in Gita, right? I think you all have remembered that. All right, the what they call, the atheist or the demonic, the person in demonic mode will eventually sink into abominable way of life. And what is that abominable way of life? Go back into animal kingdom, to be born as a horse, dog, donkey, right? All these are abominable births. So we also understood that there's a total 8.4 million species. And out of 8.4 million, there are only 400,000 species of human beings. Others are all other kind of species, which is very scary, right? So that's why when our senses go out of control, that's when he says. So that means that's why he says our life will be successful when we become Goswami, which is the pure devotee. One must follow the instruction of the Upadeshamrita that is given by Rupa Goswami. So now Srila Rupa Goswami has given many books. All right. So anyway, okay, now unless one controls his senses and his mind, if he doesn't control, one cannot become a Goswami. That means you're not the master of the Goswami. You become Godas. Go means senses. Swami means master. Go means senses. Das. Das means what? Das means servant. Right? Like sometimes when we take initiation, right? Like my name, it became Padita Tarna Jagannath Das. Okay, like Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, his name is Vaishnava Kripa Das. What Das means at the back? All right? The Das means, so the Das means, it means it's a servant. So that means now go Das. When you don't control your senses, you become the servant of your senses. So you become go Das. So what is, you must become a Goswami. So to achieve the highest success in life, all right, that means Prabhupada explained the highest success in life is to becoming a Goswami. And then a pure devotee of the Lord. First, you control your senses. Second, and that's when you can become a pure devotee of the Lord. Okay, now let's look in another context. What happened if I cannot control my... Okay, what happened? I am not practicing bhakti, but I want to control my senses. It is still better. If only you could control your senses, my dear Prabhus and mothers, you will experience tremendous peace of mind. Your life will be so sublime and so wonderful if you can just keep your senses under control. Right? But if you just can bring that senses under control and practice a little bhakti, you stand a very high chance to become a pure devotee of the Lord. That means I do not satisfy my senses. When my senses says, I want to see this, because all these are waste of time. All right. So that means, okay, then first becoming a Goswami and then become a pure devotee of the Lord. First, what? Goswami, and second, to become a pure devotee of the Lord, one must follow the instruction known as Upadeshamrita. So what we understand from here is very interesting. All right. Anyway, we just do this, and tomorrow we can also start from part 1, because this is very important, setting the scene, because I want all of you to understand you are not studying an ordinary book, but you are studying a manuscript, which is the secret among all secrets. That's why I want to stress on this, so we can even start our chapter 1 tomorrow, because it's already 10:47. If I want to start chapter 1, I need at least 1 hour. Of course, going to overshoot the time. But I want you to relish what is Upadeshamrita. So now let's look at this. So now he says, to achieve success in life, first one, by becoming a Goswami, and then after that become a pure devotee. Become a pure devotee of the Lord. One must follow the instruction known as Upadeshamrita. So what we understand from this? So like this. So now, when we are trying to follow, okay, now we go backward. To follow by following the instruction of Upadeshamrita. Okay, now we go backward. By following the instruction of Upadeshamrita, one person can become a pure devotee, and by controlling the senses, he can achieve the highest success of being a Goswami. All right. Now we are going backwards. Now coming forward, to achieve higher success, one life by becoming a Goswami and then become a pure devotee, one must follow the instruction of Upadeshamrita. Like some of you might not be ready to become a Goswami, might not be ready to become a pure devotee, but it's okay. So what we're going to attempt now, we are trying to read that instruction and understand the instruction of Upadeshamrita and try to follow them according to our capacity, because Krishna is in our heart. When we are sincerely hankering, dear Krishna, how am I supposed to do it? By the blessings of Krishna and by the blessings, because Krishna will never make the teachings of Rupa Goswami to be wrong. At least for that sake, Krishna will interfere in your life and start to improve your environment. So that means when we are when we start to read these instructions and we try to attempt to follow step by step, we can eventually become a pure devotee through achieving the highest success of being a Goswami. Right? Now, one must follow the instruction of Upadeshamrita, which was given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa's, okay, now after that, now we see. So what are other books? Srila Rupa Goswami has given many other books. Okay, he has given some other books, which is called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Vidakta Madhava and Lalita Madhava. So the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in English, we call it as Nectar of Devotion. So after we study the Nectar of Instruction, if I find it's okay, then we can go into Nectar of Devotion. If it's not okay, we start Bhagavad Gita, right? We will see next week, after we complete the course, after the part 1, we start to see, okay, how are we? Is it okay? We go to Nectar of Devotion, which is so confidential and so sweet. All right. We will have a polling in the group. Then we see. All right. Anyway, so he has also ever good. Okay. Now after you learn the Nectar of Instruction, then the second book you have given Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasa Mrita Sindhu. All right. Then also you have written a book on Vidakta Madhava and Lalita Madhava. All right. But after that, another interesting. Now you may be thinking, hey, I am just 6 months old devotee. Do you think it's going to be conducive for me? Am I sitting in a wrong class? I am just starting to learn ABC, but I think accidentally I'm sitting in a diploma class. All right. Oh, I'm just starting my diploma. I think accidentally I knocked the wrong door and entered into a master's class or a degree class. Some of you might be wondering, am I in a wrong place? For that, Prabhupada also continues. Prabhupada said what? But Upadeshamrita. That means after he's looking at Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vidakta Madhava, Lalita Madhava, and all these things, then he says, but Upadeshamrita constitutes the first instruction for neophyte devotees. Wow. So Upadeshamrita constitutes the first instruction for neophyte devotees. What is this neophyte devotee means? Neophyte devotee means the beginner devotee. So, my dear Prabhus and mothers, let me tell you one thing. You are not in a wrong place. You are at the right place. The Upadeshamrita is the law book, right? The instruction that inspires the neophyte. At the same time, inspires the Uttamadhikari, the pure devotee. This is the book for everyone. All right. Say, like, for instance, I study little law. Okay. the law of the country says like this, like that. Okay, I know the law. I study the law. All right. But at the same time, lawyer also study the law. So me, by knowing the law, and the lawyer who practice the law is totally different. But the law is the same. The law is the same, right? The law is the same. So the law is given. That means we are all trying to study the law and start to understand. Yes, this is what the law. So once you are inspired, you gradually start to practice this law. Okay, like for instance, I'm looking at all the law, I'm getting so attracted. Then I think, why not I take up law as my career? Then I go do my LLB. Then I become a lawyer. Like that. So this Upadeshamrita. So whoever that sits here, don't think this is something is not for you. It is for you and me actually. Right? So we also will study what is the 3 types of devotee. Neophyte, right? Kanistha. Second is what they call Madhyama. What they call Madhyama in English. Then at last is Uttamadhikari. Uttamadhikari is pure devotee. Right? So we will study these 3 types of devotees. All right. But this Upadeshamrita is also for us. All right. It's also for us that we are taking the first instruction and we're going to go through this another 2 years journey with me, going through all the books. You will start to relish even the sweet. Right? So like sometimes you'll be wondering, hey, why I'm chanting Hare Krishna and I don't feel nothing. I don't feel anything. Also mentioned here. And how Rupa Goswami, even like how Prabhupada gave a fantastic analogy by having the jaundice. What happened when a person suffers from jaundice? Also explained here. So it's going to be a step-by-step instruction. You, by practicing from a neophyte, from a beginner, you can go up to Uttamadhikari. Right? So now, if one must consider the first instruction for neophyte, okay, one should follow, then Prabhupada says one should follow this instruction very strictly, right? So one must follow this instruction, okay? He must follow this instruction very strictly, right? So we have to follow this instruction very strictly. So that's why I think you all have trained, okay? Like for instance, journaling. I remember I used to advise, okay, for those who are not who are coming and meeting me for the first time, let me explain to you. Try to get a scrapbook, a book which doesn't have any lines. All right, the scrapbook or art book. That's a small kind of book or whatever. Or if you have some scrap papers with you, don't throw it away. The back part you still can use. You try to gather all these things and make it into a journal. In that journal, every day you write down what you have gone through in life. First thing you wake up in the morning, what you did. Okay, I mean, you don't need to write down in detail. Before you go to bed, you reflect what you did. Yeah, I got up in the morning, all right, and I realized my wife made dosa for breakfast. But that dosa was burnt, a little burnt and became crispy. I am the person who doesn't like crispy dosa, all right? But I don't like the crispy dosa. And she made the dosa and she made me angry. And I just went and told her, 20 years of marriage, you still don't know what dosa I like? What kind of person are you? I'm going to work, you know. So I made that. Then after that, I went to work. What happened? This, what happened? So try to make all the points, what you have done, the specific point. You know, you're not writing diary. You don't need to write everything that what happened. Try to think specific. Okay, I shouted at my wife. I fought with my colleague. I shouted at a person who entered my way. I honked at that flirt. Or whatever things you write down. And after that, try to link through the teachings of Bhagavad Gita or the teachings of Nectar of Instruction, where you went through. All right. Manasa Krodha Vegam. That's one thing that we will study. The uncontrolled anger. And I showed the anger early in the morning to my wife. You know, why? Because I understand she makes that, she pour the dosa on the thing and she got something else to do. By the time she come back, the dosa become crispy. It's not her fault. She knows you, but you became angry. What kind of wife are you? Married so long, you also don't know what kind of dosa I eat. I think I need to go to work. You think what? All the dosa will stuck in my teeth. I don't eat. Expression of anger. So that means what do? You take that and start writing, today I was very angry. I became angry. And now by teachings of Lord Rupa Goswami, try to relate back. Try to relate back. Okay, so one thing that I've said, Manasa Krodha Vegam. Manasa Krodha. That means the agitation of the mind and the uncontrolled anger. I have expressed it. So try to check and balance. You're not what they call, you're not hallucinating, and you are not what they call pretending. You're not you are checking and balancing your life on a daily basis. Oh, see, I didn't realize. Suddenly the anger comes. And what Rupa Goswami said in the first instruction, you must control the anger. Manasa Krodha Vegam. Then after that, I said something very nasty. Vacho Vegam, the uncontrolled speech. I spoke so much of things and broke her heart. Example, I'm just giving an example, just a very lame example, right? So that night, you sit down and try to take all that emotion and try to compare with the instructions of the Rupa Goswami and the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. And what do you do? So next day, when the same thing happened, right? When she makes a milk for you in the morning and suddenly the milk became, she put extra sugar. She put the sugar, she make a milk for you and suddenly she's thinking, did I put the sugar? And she put another sugar. When you start to drink, wow, so sweet. At that time, your anger will arise. Hey, you want me to get diabetic? Are you not concentrating? Before the thing comes, you remember, yesterday I did my journal. Today, I need to rectify it. So you are checking and balancing. So, say, you know something? The milk as sweet as you. Thank you so much for the milk. Imagine the environment that you're going to create. You're going to make your wife stay. Maybe your wife will be so excited, she's going to chant some extra rounds. She won't be sitting and lamenting, why did my husband shout at me like this? Can't even chant. When he said, you know, the milk as sweet as you, thank you so much. I really loved it. So what you are trying to do, you are trying to rectifying, because that means because you have already wrote in a journal yesterday, yes, you made that mistake, and today you want to rectify the mistake according to the teachings of Rupa Goswami. Right? So suddenly somebody come and see, somebody irritate you. Vacho, Manasa Krodha Vegam. Yes, why should I be angry with him? If I want to express my anger to him, it's going to spoil my bhakti, my sadhana. I'll be tired of being angry. So when they see everyone, you know something, actually what you did is right. I was wrong. And he'll be wondering, what? I thought you were a fighting cock. I thought you were going to fight with me. Nah, listen. So like that, I want all of you, my dear Prabhus and mothers, try to create a journal and try to rectify how you're going through your life on a daily basis. Today, what happened? This thing. And after that, after a week later, end of the week, you start to go through that journal, what you have been doing from Monday to Saturday or Sunday, what are the emotional pattern you went, and how you used the teachings of Rupa Goswami and try to rectify it. All right? In certain place you succeed and certain place you fail. It's okay. At least this week you have improved yourself 10%. The next week you have improved yourself by another 20%. That is improvement. Even you improve 1%, still there's improvement. The graph is showing up. Right? So you start to rectify yourself slowly and slowly. And I tell you what, this is what taught by my mentor, my very dear friend and mentor, is Grace Pran Govindadas of America, Alachua. He's such a wonderful dude, very inspiring. He said, as long as you can check and balance your activity on a daily basis, you can see yourself start progressing step by step. Since we have taken this as a commitment, around 1 year or 2 years commitment, so we are going to go through step by step. So by the mercy of Krishna and by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, I pray to them that you and I will become a better devotee by end of the census. Okay. And I also pray that all of you will become a pure devotee of the Lord. Okay, that is our goal. Because it's going to be 3 years project. Okay, like Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu is very elderly. I'm also like in the middle age. We may not have time to study again. We may have no time to go through. So this is going to be a very detailed studies and detailed conversation and discussion we're going to make this effort once and for all. We don't want to cut any corners. We try to discuss as much as we can and this thing relish. But after that, you are expected to go and read back and start to relish. So when we start to follow this instruction very strictly, then it will be, I think I need to change my battery. Then it will be easier to make one's life successful. Our ultimate success is to go back home, back to Godhead, not to be born here in this material world again. We have passed through this life millions and trillions of time immemorial. We are here. We have struggled in all species of life. And once and for all, we have to put a full stop to this transmigration and let's make our life successful. So who is the best person to learn? We have to learn from Acharya, like Rupa Goswami. And through these teachings, I think we can achieve the highest success. It was written by A.C. Abhay Charanaravinda, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada on September 20th, 1975 on Vishwarupa Mahotsava in Krishna Balaram Mandir, Vrindavan. All right. Okay. So with this, okay, Ramana Riti Vrindavan. All right. So with this, we will end the session here for introduction of this thing. So tomorrow we're going to read this verse, text 1. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam udarapastha vegam, etan veganyo vishaheta dhiraha, sarvang apimam prithvim sasishya. All right. So what is this verse? The first instruction of this verse, okay, which is the most important thing. All right. So we're going to read this. All right. So what is that translation? Very simple translation, but deep meaning. A sober person who can tolerate the urge of speak, the mind's demand, the action of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals, qualified to make disciple all over the world. So that's going to be the topic for tomorrow. So tomorrow, tomorrow we will start this thing. Sometimes I need to send my son. Other children are already by. My son is having a school, and of course, to go there to come back is sometime. But we will try to start the class by 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 to 9:15 by then. Okay, so please be very enthusiastic. Come and join the class. Okay, because your enthusiasm is very contagious. I also feel very enthusiastic to talk about it, to discuss about it. And of course, please do bear one thing in mind. I'm doing this not for any kind of name and fame or try to like this thing. I want to relish this, and I want to relish with all of you, of my fellow devotees, or I also could say my fellow colleagues, fellow devotees in this association. I would like to read and study along with you. Okay. So through that, of course, in this instruction itself, you know, that even the preface itself, I start to get lots of realization today. Right? And I believe all of you should have got some realization. So this thing is with that, we end the session here. So tomorrow we're going to start verse 1, because I thought we can do 2 verses. But after that, yesterday I was meditating, I was thinking to do 2 verses in a single day. I think we cannot go into the spirit of Ishopanishad. All right. But of course, Bhagavad Gita, all we can do 2-3 verses a day. But here in Ishopanishad, because it's going to be a very important instruction, so I think we start to relish 1 verse and we go into deep studies and deep learning. All right. So we meet again tomorrow for verse 1, the first instruction of Ishopanishad, Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam. All right. It's a very important instruction. And this video is available in YouTube. I'm going to upload later in YouTube. So please share this video. All right. If you think anyone who's going to benefit from this, please share the video. Please like the video. All right. Because they said amount of people liking, I may get some benefit, because sooner or later we have to like pay for Zoom and all these things. So I heard that if the thing becomes more liking, you can get some remuneration or some commission from YouTube channel. I'm not sure how, because Vivan is the one guiding me into this. So, but the most important is nothing like that, nothing of remuneration or earning. But the most important is I'd like to know that how many of you are reading it, studying it, and watching it. And whoever that's it, just the video, if you can put a thumbs up, that means I know this much of people have watched and all this, right? So we end the session here. Thank you so much. My heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for taking up this challenge to come forward to study this program, this what they call this Ishopanishad. So if you have any question, please do not hesitate. Ask the question in the group. All right. We can discuss, or maybe the next day we can start with the question and answer. We can discuss the question, ask the thing. And also, if you think that you feel something very good, please put a comment in that group, because sometimes how you feel when you start to comment in the group, because it's the first day, some of them are busy, they feel like they want to watch it. You can inspire others to come and to at least follow the class. Because in previous, I realized in Gita Gyan, the 30 people sign up, but only 15 people followed. The other 15 people, they just quickly give name, never appeared, never existed, and they never even watched the video. So it's just waste of attempt, because it's not attempt on our side, but attempt on their side, because they are almost there to understand and they don't want to do it. Sometimes when someone says something, wow, I learned something new. What you have learned? What's the takeaway that you learned today? Put it in the group. Okay, today my takeaway. Okay, I learned something of this. Example, okay, journaling. Why journaling is something is takeaway. So you just put in the group, then people will be watching, say, why? Something is different here. All right, no need to say how you feel good. No, I feel my transformation. All that is good. But please put your takeaway. What you have, something that you have never thought about it, you learned in this group, just put it in there. Oh, today I learned this. Today I learned that. It will inspire others to at least watch that video. All right. So it's 11:08. So again, we meet again tomorrow, Tuesday, on 21st January 2025, and we study verse 1. Till then, have a beautiful, blissful Monday. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubevacha Paditanam pavinibhyo Vaishnave Bhayo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura Premanandi. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.